Hey guys, this is Awesome Giants PS3 and this is episode 13 of season 3 of our FIFA 12 Sunderland Manager Mode commentary. And first off, I just want to apologise, I keep on doing this a lot now, for how long this video has come out. This episode in particular has taken to come out. It's been such a long time. I've just been so swamped with stuff recently. I've had so much to do. I've had schoolwork, I've had a load of essays, and I haven't really had time to put effort into this particular video. We have done a couple of other videos, but they were just really easy, short videos which didn't take too much effort, it did take a little bit of effort, but obviously not as much as the Sunderland Manager Mode, and I do apologise for how long this video has taken to come out. So anyway, without further ado, let's actually get on with the episode. And last episode we got a lot of comments saying that there just wasn't something interesting about the Sunderland Manager Mode, so I decided to change things around a little bit. We're going to be changing to a 4-3-3 formation, just to sort of make things a little bit more interesting for you guys, because playing in the same formation every match with just Lukaku or Ngog up front. Also, this goal was the goal of the episode for last episode. It was a pretty crappy goal in all honesty, but nonetheless, so yeah, I just wanted to make it a little bit more interesting. So on to our first match of the episode against Tottenham in the League Cup semi-final, and I'm pretty much playing a first 11 starting lineup, apart from a couple of players who obviously are a bit tired, because we've had a really hard fixture list in this January. It's been really tough for us, and we really get the match off to a great start. James Milner puts us ahead almost straight away, and I love the way that he just, usually in the 4-4-2 formation, there aren't any of the centre midfielders making any forward runs at all, but look at this, there's just forward runs all over the place. James McLean there had a shot, well saved by Aurelio Gomez. I think Brad Friedel might have retired by now, but we just start off the match brilliantly, and I love the way that all my central midfielders actually attacked. And that was a poor mistake from the Tottenham defence there, and then Ngog went with something a little bit too hard there, tried to hit that on the volley, but came reasonably close actually, and we just completely dominated Tottenham. I was so surprised. But if you have a look at all the Tottenham players' stamina, apart from Rafa van der Vaart there, all their players' stamina is just absolutely terrible, and I think that really affected how Tottenham played. It really affected how they played, because all their players' stamina was just awful in comparison to my own players. Although you see here, quite a few of the players do have high stamina. In the second half, it just turns awful, and in the first half, I don't know why, we just played incredible. And not only that, but our strikers were so clinical. David Ngog there makes it 3-0, and I could not understand. We were just absolutely destroying Tottenham, and at half time, Sunderland 3, Tottenham 0. It was already looking as though we're into the Carling Cup final, but we won't know until the final score. But I decided to make a half-time substitution. James McLean off for Jack Colbeck, as James McLean's stamina wasn't doing too well, and that shot there from Jermaine Defoe was the only effort they had up until that point. Does that make sense? Yeah. But anyway, David Ngog through on goal yet again, and as clinical as you like it, makes it Sunderland 4, Tottenham nothing. And it was just, look at that, it's clinical. I don't know, in this match I was just incredibly clinical, and also what was really good is all the players were just playing really well. And I mean, look at that from James Milner. Not only did Tottenham allow him so much space and time to have that shot, but it's just a brilliant effort. I mean, look at that forward run. In our old formation that never happened, and that was just a brilliant goal. But eventually Tottenham got back into the match, and I hate this way. I don't know if you guys have sort of seen this sort of stuff, but somehow, even if you're thrashing someone on FIFA 12, FIFA will sort of do something. It'll do something in particular to sort of get the other team into it, to make it a little bit more interesting for them rather than just being hammered. You see that Aaron Lennon, that was a little bit earlier, and then of course you see right now Steven Pienaar does get another goal back for Tottenham, and I don't know why, but just after I scored with James Milner, Tottenham came back into the match so much easier. That they did score twice, but we did have a few more efforts. David Ngog there hit the crossbar, but at this point I'm thinking I'm not going to go too offensive. I don't want to throw too many men forward and then concede another goal there. Sorry, I had a bit of a hiccup there, and at full time it did actually end Sunderland 5, Tottenham 2, so that was a brilliant result there. And David Ngog is in a really good run of form lately. I think he scored twice in that match, and James Milner, of all people, got a hat-trick. But anyway, moving on to our second match of the episode against Fulham in the Barclays Premier League, and because of that match we had to play against Tottenham Hotspur in the League Cup, our players are slightly fatigued, so I'm I am putting out a slightly changed team from that match. Not too many changes though. Ogbonna is replaced by... No, Ogbonna is playing. Okay, I don't know why I got confused there, but never mind. So, surprisingly, Fulham actually started off much better than I did. I thought coming off our thrashing from Tottenham, we would actually start the match much better than Fulham did. But it turns out that Fulham went actually 1-0 ahead inside the 8th minute. A really classy finish there from Clint Dempsey. Well, it wasn't really a classy finish. He just toe-poked it in, really. But what I found against Fulham were they were really tough to play against, and I mean, I can't take any credit. I was the one who constructed their team apart from a couple of players, but I'm not so proud of that chance that Dembele had there. He really should have been putting away that, but James McLean, I don't know how he gets on the end of this, and then what is the Fulham defence doing? That was just shocking. I think it was Felipe Senderos and Stephen Kelly. I think it's Stephen Kelly, I'm not really too sure myself. I don't even know all my players' names, even though I was the one who signed them, but this Fulham side isn't really exactly what I construct. I think they flogged off a few players, and Dembele missed an overhead kick there. I mean, what is going on? There's no wonder that they've started off the season awfully if there's like all the players playing awfully, but Sessegnon over the top from Lukaku, and then look at that finish. That is the epitome of a clinical finish from Sessegnon, and this is why I just love this Sunderland team, is everyone can finish like that. Everyone can pull off a beautiful clinical finish, and look at that from Ngog. Takes it on the takes it on the byline, sorry, not the halfway line. Has a shot, comes off the crossbar, and that was a beautiful effort. But at half time it was 1-1, so I was reasonably confident at this point, and just look at this. Stephen Kelly crosses it, and look at that from Dembele. That is just shocking. He has had an awful match today. He's just been absolutely terrible, and I feel sorry for him. But yet again, it is Courtois who comes to my rescue. I speed this up a little bit here. Well, I think it's Carl Henry actually, and then Marvin Martin has an effort, but it goes over. I make a few substitutions. Fernandinho and Cohen come on for David and Gog, and James Milner. I don't even look really, and Sebastian Larsson had a shot, went a bit wide there. We didn't really create too many chances. We have a pretty good chance here. Sebastian Larsson again has a shot, but oh my god, I can't remember the goalkeeper's name. Anyway, the goalkeeper makes a pretty good save there. I think I can't remember, but anyway, Fernandinho has enough. I've completely lost track now. Fernandinho has a shot which hits the crossbar, and at full time it is Sunderland 1, Fulham 1, and we finally do sign a player. It is the central defensive midfielder from the Brazilian club Flamengo, and he is Williams, and he is a central defensive midfielder. I got him for 8.2 million, so hopefully he'll be playing a pretty interesting role. He's a level 83 player. I think that's pretty much all of his potential. He is quite old as well. So we go into our third and final match of this episode against the FA Cup replay against Gillingham, and I wasn't feeling really confident about this, although I am at home, and in theory, because I do have a much superior squad over Gillingham, I should be thrashing them. But when I find that whenever you play against slightly, well, I don't want to offend any Gillingham fans, but any sort of crappy clubs, I find that they always seem to have some sort of handicap, or rather I seem to have some sort of handicap, and they always play so much better than they should be doing. I mean, look here, Fernandinho has an easy chance. It is on his right side, so we can give that to him, but just skies it. But Shaqiri here manages to win the penalty, and that's finally something he actually adds to the team. He does win the penalty. It's a pretty good one, and of course he's going to step up and take it. It was a bit of a crappy penalty if I am honest, but he does put it in to put us 1-0 ahead, and I'm thinking at last Shaqiri's actually done something positive, because he does receive a lot of stick from me, and that's why I don't have a lot of highlights of him, because he doesn't really do much at all. But of course Luke Rooney, or some sort of Rooney, I thought it was Adam Rooney for some reason, but not sure why, but he equalises for Gillingham. I do not know how he did that. Courtois really should be to blame there. It wasn't the greatest defending from me in all honesty, but James Milner has a chance, and he just palms it into the keeper, and really should be taking these chances. Here we have a pretty good effort. I mean, look at that bit of trickery there from Williams, but just goes to the shot wide, and then of course that is half time, and here's just a little thing saying it is half time, Sunderland 1, Gillingham 1, and it was just so hard in this match. We could barely get any chances away. Lukaku had a shot there, but easily saved by the keeper, although it did look pretty comfortable. And of course it would not be an FA Cup tie without some horrific injury to one of our important players. So Bonner limps off. It did look pretty bad, and later on you'll see how bad it actually is. But it is a pretty horrific injury, and he's out for a long time. But getting on with the actual match, we have another chance by Sebastian Larsson, but it is saved by the keeper. So that is full time, but it does go on to extra time here. So I make a couple of substitutions. I bring on Jack Colbeck and Sessegnon on for James Milner and Sebastian Larsson respectively, because a lot of the players' stamina was dropping as we are going into extra time. So Sessegnon does really well. He dribbles it about, and look at that for a shot there. Just goes into the bottom corner. Goalkeeper can't really do anything about it. That was a great shot by Sessegnon, and I was just so happy at this point because I'm thinking, oh, I'm not going to go out of the FA Cup to Gillingham now. And there was hardly any highlights because it seemed that after Gillingham scored their equaliser, they just held out and they just put 10 men behind the ball all the time. But it is 3-1 in the 120th minute. Fernandinho, he does pull up with a hamstring injury, I'm not too sure. But at full time it is Sunderland 3, Gillingham 1, and I was so happy that we managed to actually win that match. I thought we were going to go out to Gillingham, and unfortunately Obona is out injured for an extremely long time with a medial collateral ligament injury, and he's out for an incredibly long time. But anyway, at the end of the episode we have gone up one position to 4th place above Manchester United, even though we did only draw that match against Fulham, so I'm reasonably happy about that. And now for goal of the episode. So if you guys can please leave a comment on which goal you think should be goal of the episode, either this James Milner goal against Tottenham or the Sessegnon goal against in the FA Cup tie against Gillingham. So please leave a comment for that, guys. And of course we now have Player of the Month after this replay. Now Player of the Month, it pretty much has to be James Milner. He scored a hat-trick against Tottenham and was quite important in the other 2 matches. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know this episode has been a bit crappy. It's been such a long time since I have done a Sunderland Manager Mode commentary. I am pretty crappy. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed nonetheless. And if you did, please leave a thumbs up. So thank you very much for watching.